And we are live.
Hi.
Hey, folks. I'm Patrick.
I'm Megan.
And we are the Breakaway Homesteaders.
Are you doing the chat tonight?
I'm doing the chat tonight.
Oh, good Lord.
You're doing the subject, so I'm doing the chat. So, Megan approached. She said, hey, I got a great idea for the show. And I said, run with it. And she has.
So I
she
did.
will. You're fine. You'll be just okay. So, how's your week been since the last time we've been on?
It's a week.
You had your last week off?
I went back to work yesterday. God, it's been a long 2 days.
She's been at work for 2 days now.
2 whole days.
Working hard. Light duty.
Yeah.
So
I have...
good.
Stop. Go away. I've got my follow-up Thursday. And, see how things are doing in the old hoo-ha. And, and then we'll go from there. I'll probably have another week of light duty next week, just to make sure things are 100%, and then back to full duty. So,
yay!
A lot of administrative paperwork that I don't typically do. So, I mean, it's okay. I can do it, but I'm not a desk sitter.
Anything else happen that you could think of?
I feel like you're leading me on to something. And
No, before I go, my turn.
Not really. Just going back to work. Other than that, it's
or anything like that.
Day-to-day business.
We'll go backwards. Last night, I passed out.
Oh, good Lord. So he went to the chiropractor yesterday for the first time in a long time.
Years.
And we like the crossbow. He's not very good with the chat.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, I need to get on the chat. It's my job. Oh, that's the dog.
Yeah, he went to the chiropractor yesterday, and I get this message, and he's like, yeah, I feel fantastic. Woo! And last night at like 7, he's like, dude, I'm going to bed. I feel like I've been hit by a truck. And I was like, the hell you are. Our kid goes to bed at 8. You can go to bed after our kid. I'm not putting him to bed by myself. Which, I can put him to bed by myself, but if he knows Pat's home, but Pat is not there to put him down, you know, and tuck him in and all that kind of stuff, he will cry. Like, I've had to interrupt live streams before to come and get Pat to be like, hey, you need to time out for 5 minutes and you need to go see your son.
Yeah.
So I was like, no, you are staying awake.
So our son has autism, and he has a routine. So without that routine, it throws him off, and it can do one of two things. It can drive him insane.
Yeah.
Or it can drive us insane.
Yeah. Normally, we're all just going insane, so.
Yeah.
It's about normal.
So, yeah. What else? What else happened? So that going backwards. I went to the chiropractor. So I slept I slept on the couch for an hour. Got up, took care of the kid. And then after we took care of the kid,
8:05, he was in bed snoring.
I was in bed. I'm like, honey, I don't feel bad, but I was so sore from going to the chiropractor.
You just knocked your plant over.
Seriously?
Yes, seriously.
It wasn't even up. It was.
You moved it because you
How
had.
do you knock a plant over for 1 foot on the ground?
Because she's special. So while Pat cleans up,
no, I'm not gonna clean up.
Okay, when we're done, you're gonna clean up.
She'll knock it over again.
Well, then it needs to go somewhere else. But you're not leaving dirt on the carpet.
Raising my stuff back up.
Uh-huh.
But
so yeah.
So went to the chiropractor, and God bless this man, because he was not the biggest guy, but he handled it pretty well. Cracked me to no end. I felt like a schoolboy. I felt like I was 13 years old again. What else? Apparently, she wants me to move along. Went to a Halloween party.
Yeah, we did.
On Saturday. Had a great time. Kid had a fantastic time.
Yeah.
Kid is not afraid of clowns.
He is not. Does not get that from me.
Points for the kids.
I do not do clowns.
Because there was a prop there, It was a pretty scary prop too.
Yeah, this thing was like 10 feet tall, and it would walk by, and you'd walk by, and it was like motion triggered, and it would start like laughing, and its eyes would start glowing red, and it'd be like, hello, do you want to play hide and seek? And then like reach out for you. Like, it was pretty intense for like a house party.
For a house party.
And good lord, I
got pretty lit up.
Yes.
Sure
Off of like half a shot and a beer. I'm a little lightweight now.
I will have you know.
He had 3 shots of tequila and like 2 beers and
1,800.
And we had to stop and get him some munchy food on the way home. And he comes walking out reading the receipt while I'm putting the kid in the car seat. And I'm like, honey, where's the stuff? He'd left both bags in the store. So he goes back in the store, comes walking out with 1 bag. I'm like, sweetheart, there were 2.
DD.
Had to go back in and get the second bag because Drunky here was just so excited about his foot-long receipt from the Dollar General that none of the stuff we just bought mattered. So had that, and then he came home and mixed another drink.
Yep. Continued on with the buzz.
Yeah.
Played some cards. Yeah, and then finally
passed out.
You went to sleep before I did some.
Yep.
I finished the hat for a friend's daughter.
Yes, you did.
Yeah.
Nothing like knitting when you're drunk. 'Cause why not? No, he was drinking Sweet Baby Jesus.
Sweet Baby Jesus was the beer. It's a chocolate peanut butter
Stout.
Stout beer.
Yeah,
really,
it's a dark
really good
beer.
Stuff. Yeah, and tequila.
Interesting mix going on in his stomach.
Yeah, I guess so.
No, he has a very cheap date. Which is good because I am not.
No, she's not.
So
I'm a very cheap date. So the last thing we're going to talk about, our little pirate.
Holy crap, y'all!
Let me tell you. So Huxley, he's 4. Shh. I'm going to beat you, dog. Huxley's 4 years old. So we got him a pirate costume because he wants to be. We asked him what he wanted to be. He said a pirate. So we got a pirate costume, and I got this book. It's called So You Want to Be a Pirate. It's one of those gold foil edge books. And we read this book to him, and he was all excited about it. We put the box in front of him, opened it up, and as soon as he opened it, he turned into
a pirate. Like, he was so excited. He put it on, and he's walking around swinging his little foam sword, going, "Arr!" And then Pat would be like, "Shiver me timbers," and he'd be like, "Shiver timbers," which he's not he's not nonverbal, but speech is very difficult for him. And so for him to even repeat what we're saying is just absolutely phenomenal.
Yeah.
It is fantastic. And I cried.
Another thing he doesn't do, he doesn't wear a hat.
Yeah, he does not like hats. He'll put a ball cap on, like he'll take Pat's hat off, put it on his head, but then he takes it off and throws it on the floor.
Almost
like he doesn't wear it.
He will not take off the hat when it's a pirate hat. I thought it was the cutest thing ever. And apparently Megan's going to show you some stuff. The camera's right there.
I know, I'm getting the volume up and everything. So I don't know how well y'all be able to see this. Obviously was not prepared to share this.
Shiver me timbers. Shiver. Avast. Avast. Scallywags.
You a pirate?
Ah, yeah. So that is the cutest pirate in the history of pirates. You are welcome. The search is over.
Then tonight, when we put the kid to bed.
Yes. So for us, we get pretty emotional when he has big steps forward and does stuff that we didn't know he could do. Because it is such a big deal for him to verbalize and demonstrate. And
we were giving him his
he never looks at the chat. This is why I do this.
I'm sorry. I'm going to look at the chat once we're done. I will go back and answer all the chat.
And he counted on his fingers for the first time tonight. Very deliberately. 1, 2, 3. It was phenomenal.
So we didn't notice it at first. We were giving him... He gets allergy medicine every day to keep him clear because he can get ear infections pretty easily.
Yeah, he's already had tubes once.
And so we give him Zyrtec or
it's
whatever.
like children's Zyrtec.
And so we give it to him in a syringe. and it's 3 syringe shots for him.
Because he has to get such a big amount.
Syringe.
We do it, you know,
So
like 1, 2, 3.
And so as we did 1, he went like this. And this is down to his side. And then we did 2, and he did this. And then 3, and then at the 2 and 3 mark, we noticed that he was doing. And so we continued to count on our fingers, and he counted.
He did, and it was amazing.
It was amazing.
So, I know, this is why I did the chat last time.
I'm working on it, okay? I'm going to get on the chat right now, all right? Okay? Okay? No, I'm kidding. So.
Dial down the sass.
Dial down the sass.
Kowalski analysis.
Oh, and then we had our first wood fire over the weekend.
We did, because it got down in the lower 30s.
It was nasty.
Yeah, it was just cloudy and gross. And
so Friday night, last Friday, that nor'easter came through, and that was the day we
had a fire.
And this guy right here.
She's licking my toes.
This guy right here, being the wizard he is, the night before got firewood out so it'd be dry, and made sure we had a fire that night. So this gal right here passed out in front of the fire.
I did. I think the hens.
Yeah.
The hens were like, "Hey, you should totally have Megan come join us," and I was like, "Yeah, sure, soon-ish, maybe." I was very non-committal, and then I got the big, we call it blobby. After the Hotel Transylvania moves, we had this giant green beanbag
from Switzerland.
Yes, from Switzerland. But we, I put that thing in front of the fire, kicked my feet up on the bricks, and I passed out. I probably slept in that beanbag for about an hour and a half.
Probably.
Before
she
he
was
finally
straddling it upside down.
Yeah, apparently at one point I rolled over and I was just hugging it. I don't know.
By the time I had woken her up, I was like, "Honey, it's like 12:30.
Yeah,
let's go
quarter
to
to 1. Yeah. Oh, it was glorious.
Yeah. Okay, that's all that happened this week.
And now I'm hot.
What's going on? Take it off.
Woo! Welcome to the live stream. No. You said you want more followers, right, honey? You gotta do what you gotta do.
So that's all that really happened this weekend that I could think of.
Yeah,
that had any significance.
Right. Yeah.
So, your turn. What are we talking about?
Really? Just gonna
throw you right in the deep
toss
end
me
of the
right
bowl.
in there. So he always comes up to me and is like, "Hey, what do you want to talk about this week?" And I'm like, "I don't know." And then so he comes up with stuff, and I just sit here and smile and pay attention to the chat. But this time I actually had an idea. Part of it is just kind of what's been going on with me lately with the surgery, and I'm starting to feel the hormone differences, and it's interesting. We'll go with that. And so it just one of the things, like, I had a lot of time to think while I was off work. I mean, you're at home for a month. What else do you do? And so part of the thing is I want to try to be more open with Pat. If something is bothering me or I'm having issues with anxiety or hormones or anything, to look at him and be like, "Hey, my anxiety is acting up. I need help with this," or "I need you to do this for me," or "I need you to leave me the hell alone." And to try to be more open, because I know in the coming months, especially as things in my body continue to heal but also kind of settle into the new normal, it's going to be a lot more intense. And that I can't do it alone, and that it's okay to get help from a partner. But at the same time, in order to get that help, he needs to know what I need, because I'm not a book. Just say, "Hey, honey, what's wrong?" "Nothing, I'm fine." Most of the time means there's something wrong.
Yeah.
So, not that y'all would know anything about that. So one of the things that was kind of, I have personal experience in, is kind of the mental health type aspect of things. And I had actually, LB, that's enough. I'd actually done a video, God, a long time ago, probably about a year and a half ago. Pat was begging me, "Honey, you need to do a video. You need to do a video." So finally one day I did one, when I got home from work early, just kind of surprise him and be like, "Hey, honey, I did your damn video." And it was actually about mental health in more of a prepping type situation, where you're going to have, you know, like a bug out bag, and, you know, how do you, everything's so keyed for survival, but eventually you will burn out. You will have those days where you just cannot continue on, and that you have to have something to kind of break that up and to help you connect with other people, to help you find some peace within yourself. And it wasn't a horrible video for my first video. I don't think so. But one of the things I have been thinking a lot about lately is just mental health in terms of like homesteading, you know. And it's, I mean, I'm not saying I have a lot of experience. I am not a doctor. I do have an associate's in human services, so I have had some classwork and stuff like that, plus just my own personal experiences with depression, anxiety, you know, lots of different issues. I have friends. Yes.
So tell me a little about your background. Like, you grew up as a...
I'm a military brat. My dad was in the military for 23 years.
He was a naval officer.
Yeah, he was a Navy officer. Actually finished his time in the reserves, and is now actually a government employee. So we moved... Yeah, right. Once you're in the game.
You're in the game.
So we moved around. We didn't move around a whole lot when I was younger, but I was actually born out in California and then grew up in Virginia. And he went into the reserves when we were in Virginia, so we ended up staying there for quite a while. But I still had friends. I mean, I was in Norfolk. If you live in Norfolk, you're either native or you're military, and that's it. There is no other option. So a lot of my friends joined the military. A lot of my friends now and then were law enforcement, stuff like that. So I have been around a lot of situations with people with varying aspects of mental health issues. A really good friend of mine from high school actually committed suicide due to PTSD. So it's something that has been around my life, and I had originally thought to go into human services or into therapy or something like that in order to deal with... Is that empty before he knocks it over?
Yes. He shouldn't be in here.
Well, they're in here, honey. They're cats, okay?
Okay.
If you want them out, kick them out and shut the door.
About to.
So that's kind of like, it's always been something that's been on my mind, no pun intended. You know, and has been something that I've always thought about and been interested in. Hi, Jack. Yes, go on. You were going to ask me another question.
No, I was going to ask you another question, but I'd say we met. I was in the military. I was in the Navy, and we met in Naples, Italy. And we have dealt with crisis our own selves.
Yeah.
We had a close friend that we knew personally as a couple that committed suicide. He was a young man. He was under 20, maybe 20 years old.
Yeah.
And so it's very impacting to know that you could have been a part of that, or you could have done something to maybe
do something different or be there for them.
Whatnot. We knew this
This
kid
is a
pretty
lot
well.
darker than where I was trying to go, honey.
But we're gonna, yeah. But I'm just saying the experience is there.
Yeah. And so one of the things that I always try to do with us, especially, is that we always, to turn this to a lighter, you know, is how do you deal with mental health? And it doesn't mean that you have, you know, a diagnosed thing, but just, you know, homesteading can be so serious sometimes. You know, you're always worried about something. There's always another project. You know, is the garden that you planted going to grow? Is your greenhouse going to get too hot because you had a random day and it's going to kill everything? Or, you know, is it not going to be enough? Is something going to kill the chickens or your other livestock or something like that? You know, like there's always something. There's always another project. There's always another, you know, we've had totes, big 375-gallon totes sitting in our yard. We've utilized one of them because those projects just haven't come to fruition because life gets in the way. We both work outside the house. We have a special needs toddler. We're doing what we can. We have a second property that desperately needs help, but then we just kind of said, whatever, it is what it is. You know, so there's always something going on. So it's very important to me personally because of my experiences, my upbringing, that you make sure you take time to play a game. Do something for you that will set aside, just 5-10 minutes. It can be something simple. Get out my notes. I actually made notes, y'all. I just want to say I prepared. So please appreciate that as I ramble on.
I'll say that you married the right person for that issue, because I have a condition. And it's a condition on collecting things.
Good Lord, yes, but that is not what I'm talking about. You said you were going to sit there and do the chat
All
and
right,
let me talk.
I'll do the chat and let you talk.
Are you done?
I'm done.
Are you sure?
Sure.
Anything else?
Nothing.
Good Lord, y'all.
I'm sitting here and drinking my vodka.
It's water, because he's a woman. So anyway, before I was interrupted,
somebody on the live stream.
You take 5-10 minutes and do something for yourself. Read a book, or one of the things I enjoy, even though I'm not that great at it, is coloring or painting or something along those types of lines. You don't have to be great at it. I am certainly not, but I enjoy it. I like the products that I make. I hang them up around my house because screw it, it's my house. And you have, doing something, reading a book will create that escape, and you're focused on what's happening in the book, that you're not worried about the pressures on your own life. The same thing with like coloring or painting or, something like that, even knitting, any of those types of crafts. You're focused on what you're doing. Put your mind 100% into getting that next stitch or creating your design or whatever it is, so that you're not worried about the pressures around you, because you're focused on what you're doing. They don't have room to come into your mind. And so another thing that I've found that helps is, I don't do it as often anymore, which in a way I see as a good sign for my life and my mental health, is keeping a journal. There are things that, even though we've been married and we are extremely open, there are things that I don't necessarily want to say out loud to Pat, or that I feel like I can't because I feel like it might start a fight because it's going to be taken the wrong way, or I'm just in a pissy mood and damn it, I hate the world. And being able to purge that out, even if you're not a great writer, it doesn't matter. There's no judgment. You're writing yourself. So you take that time, that 5 minutes before you go to bed, to just purge the day, and you find a little bit of peace. And that can help translate into a little bit of peace the next day, when you're like, I have all these tasks laid out in front of me and I don't know where the hell to start. But you've been able to purge, get some of that negative thoughts, energy, whatever you want to call it, out, and just kind of help you move forward and just be that much more positive for the next day. And yes,
sorry
to
for
the
the interruption.
person in the blue in the front row,
Robin actually changed her name on YouTube to not her actual real name.
Yes, I know. Thank you. Continuing on, one of the other things is, and it can be hard depending on the situation, or, sometimes their family or, stuff like that, but to surround yourself with quality people. And you have to remember that quality is more important than quantity. You can have 1,000 friends, but if you need help because, you wrecked your car at 3 o'clock in the morning on the way home from work or the way to work, and not a one of those 1,000 friends will help you, then
they're not friends.
We have, yes, for fuck's sake, what do you want now?
Oh my God!
You said I could talk. And
I know! I'm trying to help you out here.
I am doing just fine on my own. Okay. What do you want?
2 types of people. Friends and acquaintances.
Yes, that was going to be my next sentence.
Oh, Lord. My bad.
We went over this at dinner.
Yes, we did.
I am going to kick you out.
I'm about to walk out. There
Good. You go. Goodbye. Good Lord, y'all. My mental health, it's this. But, we have people we know. We have acquaintances. We have work friends. I can look at you, but they're, in terms of true friends, there is a very small circle of people that we trust with our problems, that trust us with theirs, that would be there to help regardless of what the situation is. If they can't help monetarily, they're going to be there physically, or vice versa. And not all of them are local. They don't always need to be in your backyard. But I know that I could call them because I am struggling, or I have an issue that I need help trying to figure out to solve, and they're there for me. And having that positive kind of surrounding around you and having those people that you can truly count on can help you be more centered in your life, because you know no matter how hard it gets or how many tasks are built up or how many of your animals are dying or your crops aren't growing or whatever it is it's important, and they'll be there for you. And they may not understand, they may not be homesteaders, but they're still there to support you in your endeavors. And that is going to, it's going to positively impact your life. One of the other things that we personally like to do is we do play a lot of games. And as Pat said, he is a collector. We have a metric shit ton of board games.
You can just turn the camera that way. It's just rotating.
Oh, I didn't know. That, you can sort of see them in the closet. I'm also a hoarder of books, but we're not going to talk about that tonight. Because those are more bookcases in the way, and you can't see the closet. That's a hot mess. But that is just I would say not even a quarter of the board games we have.
If you were to put a number on how many board games we have, what would you say would be?
I would say probably about 100.
100 board games.
And because he likes to go to thrift stores and buy them. But it's nice for us because, well, now you
Sorry. Back on you, babe.
Oh, I don't need it on me. God, I don't want it on me like that. But anyway, so one of the things we do is we play games, and sometimes it's just simple, like cards. We buy a lot of these. They're authentic casino cards, and they actually have the corners. These just happen to be from Hard Rock. They have the corners tipped on them, so once they've been used, they can't recycle decks. So you can go to the Dollar Tree and actually get these cards for $1, because I'm an idiot.
Plus tax.
And I mean, plus tax, they're like $106 a pack. But they are fantastic playing cards. They hold up really well. Even in the humidity that we get during the summer, even in the house it gets humid, they hold up really well. And we always have, I would say, probably 3 or 4 of these decks floating around the house. So it's something that we do a lot of. We do play board games. It's kind of hard now that we have a child because pieces are fun and he likes to interrupt them. But we do still have them available, and it's nice because you come home, we have dinner, after dinner the kid's doing his thing, we're just kind of hanging out, and you can play, a game of rummy or gin or, whatever, war, we play speed, just pretty much anything we'll play, and
everything except Monopoly.
Yeah, because he kicks my ass and I don't like losing. But I also lose the game of life, so it's a no-win for me. But it's just something like you take that 20 minutes, that half an hour, play a couple rounds, and you can relax, you can decompress. You talk about the day. Sometimes we talk, sometimes we don't. And but you have that connection, and that's part of playing games in general, whether it's, board games, card games, tic-tac-toe in the sand. It doesn't matter. You're making that connection with another person. And that's one of the way, like, they actually have done studies where, playing board games will actually help kind of improve your mental health. It gives you that escape, like books or coloring, where you're focused on the game, because we all want to win. So you're focused on what cards you're going to play next, or, damn it, I really need to roll a 6, or, whatever. I want to win. I'm very competitive. And I have no shame when I say that. So it's, it gives you that breakaway where the other pressures of your world don't necessarily matter at that moment. That half an hour you're spending playing, having fun. They can reduce isolation. Sometimes in a homesteading type situation, a lot of people, you have property, you have land around you, and you don't have a neighbor next door because your neighbor's, several miles away, or, stuff like that. And even in more of a bug out situation, the isolation is a huge factor. Like, you spend too much time with yourself, it's not always great. And so even if it's just one-on-one, like Pat and I playing cards almost every night, it's still something that, well, we go in spurts. We have been playing a lot lately, though.
Yeah, you've been kicking my ass a lot.
I have. But it reduces that isolation, and you have some friendly competition, and it's fun, and you get some relief. There might be some laughs, or at least a lightening of your load a little bit.
You never laugh when you lose.
When I lose, pissed. I do not. I get pissed.
She gets upset.
But when we're actually playing,
it's like we're playing cards for F's sake.
when we're actually playing, there's some laughing.
Yeah.
We do a lot of singing because we like having music on, so that...
And I badger the crap out. If she's losing, I will let her know it. And
Oh,
it
because
just
he's
lights her fire.
loving.
Yeah.
You know, in terms of family, you know, like, people have, you know, obviously with Huxley, it's a little difficult to play board games right now, but, you know, getting kids interested in board games and having that family time, you know, when I was growing up, we always played board games together as a family. And that was something we'd go to back when they had, like, actual game stores. And you'd go and you'd look and you see what looked interesting. And then we'd try it out. And, you know, we loved it. And it was just something you take that time and you make that connection with another person, your spouse, your family, your kids. And having that time to just focus on literally what is just in front of you and not the other cares of work or the homestead or anything. And it helps. It truly does help. And then, you know, it's just stuff like that, like, take the time, I guess, is my biggest thing. Like, mental health is important. You know, life can wear you down, and it is truly important to, you know, take that 15-20 minutes and spend it with somebody that matters and play a game, have a laugh, and hopefully it'll help.
Folks, I just want to tell you that they have been talking about how I'm in striking range of you, and that they think you're going to hit me for some reason.
I was raised Italian, so I can't help it.
Yeah. Hey, che cazzo.
Yeah.
Anyway.
That is something I'm not going to translate.
No, don't translate that.
One of the other things I want to talk about...
She's my size. She's actually taller than I am.
I am taller than him. In my wedding vows... I'll let y'all in on a little secret, my wedding vows. So, when I moved to Italy, I was 21. I really was not doing a whole lot with my life, and I figured it would be great. I'd go live in Europe. I could have some fun. I could travel. You can interpret fun however you want. Travel. There's a big NATO base there. I was going to meet myself a German, maybe an Englishman, most likely a German. And I was going to get married, and I was never going to come back to the United States. I was not going to date a Navy guy, because my dad's a Navy guy, and I don't need that in my life. And I'm a big girl. I'm about 5'10", and I cannot stand when guys are shorter than me, because I feel like I'm going to physically squeeze them. And it's not great. So my wedding vows to Patrick were, you were nothing I was looking for. You're an American, you're in the Navy, and you're shorter than me.
Actual vows.
Actual vows. I pulled them of a note card out of my dress. Actual vows.
You are nothing I was looking for in a husband.
Yeah.
The very first words that came out of her mouth.
So, yeah. But here we are.
Yeah, and so I also let her know that because of those things, because you are taller than I am, because you're as big as I am.
Oh, yeah. If I ever throw a punch, I better be ready to receive.
She'll be receiving that. Another reason why I love my wife very much is because she is a big girl, and she knows how to defend herself. Also, speaking of that, meeting a German husband, little fun fact for you guys. Megan, sprechen Sie Deutsch. She speaks German.
A little bit. I understand more these days than I can speak, but it is what it is. He has a German uncle that I talk to every once in a while, and kind of keeps it flowing.
Yeah, she likes him too. She got a little man crush on him.
I mean, yes. So on to my next subject. One of the other things we were talking about that to help reduce stress, and it's something that we've kind of started doing in the house until the cats hate on them and knock them on the floor, is having plants inside. Yes. Like, I don't know about y'all, but we plant outside. I've got my tulips in the driveway because I love tulips. We got the garden. Mm-hmm. We actually, for the first time since we started gardening, we had enough green beans to make a side dish for a meal, and I about shit myself, and they were delicious.
They were great.
But we don't plant in the house. And we were talking about that, and we were like, well, why the hell don't we? So I was doing some research. Charles, you don't need to come over here. On different...
Swear to God,
the cats are destroying his office, and I am loving it.
Look at this lovely plant that I grew outside and brought inside.
Yeah. It's a spinach plant.
This is Malabar spinach. It's not real spinach, but it tastes like spinach.
And it's cat safe for those of you with feline friends. I googled it. They're not supposed to eat a whole lot of it, but so far ours have just been like, what is this doing in the house? But then there's other plants, you know, that I kind of want to look into planting in the house. Things like lavender. You know, like it smells great. It you know, you can season with it. You can use it in lots of different ways around your house. But it also is supposed to help like lower anxiety and stress, which are things that I deal with. Rosemary, you know, you use it for cooking. It smells good. It's, you know, just things to have around the house. Definitely do your own research. Make sure it's safe for whatever animals you may have inside. One of the ones that was recommended when I was looking through and doing this is aloe vera, which apparently it helps improve air quality. Which is something I'm interested in, especially with Huxley, and we all three of us have allergy issues. So something like that, you know, like it has medicinal purposes should the occasion arise, but also, you know, if it improves my air quality in my house, then let's go for it. Different types of ivies, you know, stuff like that. So that's one of the things I was actually looking at wall planters today because I want greens in my house. Plus, I will just say, like, that is a spinach plant. It's not a sexy plant. It's not, like, stunningly beautiful.
It is, though, but it's purple and green.
And it is. I mean, it's pretty, but it's not just, like, it's not flamboyant like a bird of paradise or something like that. Yeah. But I walk down the hall, and, it's sitting on a gun rack, so it's not the most sexy of locations. Sure, I've got our towels folded up behind it and our little, well, one day we'll do a tour and you'll see what I'm talking about. But that damn spinach plant makes me smile. Good. Because it's there in my hallway and it just warms my heart and I don't know how else to explain it. So plant a plant in your house. See how it makes you feel. Yeah. Inside. I mean, you can grow it outside, but bring it inside. Let it give some love. There's another one on the floor over there. I don't know what it is.
It's a Malabar spinach, but it's a green Malabar.
Yeah. It's only about yay. It's not beautiful. Yeah. But it is now.
They're very hard to grow from seeds, and so they're best cultivated from another plant. But I planted like 30 seeds, and from that I got like 6 live ones, and those grew from those seeds. I was very happy.
So he brought them inside because they need heat.
And I don't want them to die because I worked so hard to get them.
And we don't have a greenhouse as of yet, so
wink.
But somebody has one on his Christmas wish list that somebody else will attempt to afford, and with the help of all the family. And so for now, it is on the gun rack in my hallway, and it is beautiful for being not beautiful, and it makes me smile. So I mean, do little things around your house. Hang up a picture that might be kind of kooky, but you like it. Well, damn it, it's your house. Do it. And just do little things to make you smile. And
say hi to Emma.
Hi, Emma.
She said Megan.
Yes, I see you. But yeah, Pat is hoarding it. I have just a screen of ourselves. He has the chat. But yeah.
I announced it. Thank you very much.
Yeah, we did not have very good luck. We planted, wasn't that elderberry at the end of the yard?
Yeah, we did, but we didn't put it in the right place, and I made the mistake of that. Plus, on top of that, it grows everywhere here, and I propagated it for Terry, so I know for a fact I can make more starts.
Yeah. I do not plant things. I have black hands. Not even thumbs, the whole things. I have killed a cactus. Okay, so in the home
cactus, you killed that pineapple plant from IKEA.
I did kill a pineapple.
You kill
I kill things that
bamboo.
You have to actively try to kill. I've killed bamboo.
Yeah.
So yeah, my Christmas cactus made me sad. I kept that cactus alive for like 2.5 years.
So how long it took before she realized that not the Christmas cactus, the regular cactus comes with a small flower?
I thought the little flower was real, y'all.
That's glued to it?
It's not.
It's not a real flower, and it's not a part of the cactus. And it does not mean that your cactus is alive, because that thing was dead.
But damn it, the flower looked good. Shut up. So, yeah, that's pretty much it. That's all I got. plant things.
Kitty
Do
said-
something for yourself.
Kitty said to grow lettuce inside celery.
Oh, I'm gonna try lettuce.
We can try lettuce and celery. Heather Russo says she kills plants.
Got you, girl.
Mother's tongue spider plants are great for mental health.
The spider plant. Those are the ones that just. It was
Yeah.
very descriptive, but yes, I am an angel of death. That's it's not great.
Angel of death for plants.
Yes.
Vena. Hey, if Vena can keep that alive, then you can keep that alive.
So, but yeah. So that's pretty much it. That's just something that I feel like not a lot of people talk about it. I mean, in real life, in the different cliques of life, it's not something that people mental health is not something people talk about. And I think we should. It doesn't have to be a serious conversation in terms of death and depression and the negatives, but just talk to somebody, even if it's yourself. You got an issue you're trying to work out, say it out loud. Just try something different that might make you smile.
It's actually easier as a couple to be more mentally healthy because we can talk to each other and whatnot. So if you can't talk to your man or you can't talk to your woman, there's something wrong that
not necessarily, because there are things that I feel I can't talk to you about.
True.
But I find other people that I can.
Day to day, I mean, yes.
Oh, day to day, yes.
You have people to vent to if you need them.
Yeah.
Have at least one or two people to vent to.
Yeah.
I would say. For us dudes out there, one thing for mental health you could do for your lady is, I don't know, get your wife some flowers.
Yeah. He brought me lilies last night.
Yes, I did.
And they were beautiful.
And so those things every once in a while make an impact. They help.
Yeah.
And so with Megan going through
menopause, I don't know.
It's more like it's a restart for her. And so she's learning how to use her body all over again because things are different.
Way different.
And her chemicals and everything like that are just now coming into play.
Because it's been about a month and things
to
are
where her
crazy.
body is reacting the way it should without the parts that
it
were
needs.
there at one point. So it's a journey for both of us.
Yeah, and it's just something like I said, I had a lot of time to think about my future, in every which way of my future, physically, health-wise, work-wise, personal relationship-wise. I mean, just everything about how I want to go forward. Like, this is, I mean, in a way, it's a very defining moment for me. And I have to decide how I want to go forward. And I have to decide, what I want to bring from the past several decades and what I want to leave behind. How I want, and it's a work in progress. I'm always a work in progress. There are going to be days where I don't tell Pat what's wrong, and then we end up having a fight because I'm not telling him what's wrong. He gets mad at me, and then we end up yelling at each other, and it is what it is. And then one of us, well, screw you, I'm going to sleep on the couch or whatever, and then we don't because our bed is way more comfortable than our couch. And, but it's a king size, so we can be like this from each other, and then we move on. But I know that's still going to happen, and it's fine. It's fine, but I want to be...
Can I act out a scene?
It depends on which scene.
Honey.
What?
What's wrong?
Nothing!
That means there's something wrong.
Yeah, you're getting there. You're learning, honey.
Oh, yeah, I'm learning.
You're learning.
It took 9 years.
8, but that's fine.
We've been together for 10.
Oh, I thought you were talking about getting married. Well, I'm married 8. But yeah, so that's kind of, find somebody you can talk to. Do what you gotta do. Make something in your life make you smile. And make you not worry about all the other bullshit. Because sometimes you just gotta shake it off. Doesn't mean you can't pick it back up. But just shake it off for a few minutes. Take a bubble bath. I don't know. Soak your feet. Do something for you to try to help push forward.
So everyone has their environment. And what you need to do is step away from that environment sometimes. Sometimes you just need to leave altogether and go someplace different to get away from it. We would go to upstate New York. We would go to Jeff and Angie's or whatnot. And
down to see my grandparents.
Down to see your grandparents in Savannah.
Yeah.
And we would physically leave our location, and you would it would alleviate a lot
Yeah.
of things.
You're just
And-
not worried about it, and you can let it go for
Yeah.
a couple days.
And so much to the point is where you're driving back, you're getting closer and closer.
You can
to
feel
that
it
home.
coming back, but it's okay because you've had that couple days break, and you know that tomorrow's going to be okay because you're better equipped to handle it because you relieved that stress. You did something different, and that's just my biggest thing. People don't talk about mental health, and I think they should. And find somebody you can talk to.
Yeah.
It's okay.
We
We all have feelings.
we play rummy.
Yeah, we do. We play a lot of
We
rummy.
play a
So
lot of
we
rummy.
have it, as you can see, this book has been abused, but it is our For the Record book
Yeah.
because we're dorks. And for some reason, we started in the back of the book, not the front. But this thing has been sporadically keeping records.
Since
I don't know. I don't put years.
you should put years.
Well, I didn't think it was gonna last years, honey.
Some graphic material in there too, by the way.
Is
Thanks to
there?
my wife. Yes.
Oh,
Many of the P words.
there.
every
I
time-
would never draw a penis. Yes, I would. There's one right there.
And
Normally it's when I lose. I
about-
draw him into a little wiener.
Yes. And normally I would win a lot, but lately you've been winning more than I have.
Yes.
We'll play
I have.
dominoes.
Yeah, we played
Yeah.
dominoes.
Yeah.
That's what the X is for those who don't know how to score dominoes. That's how you score.
I taught her.
I did not know these things. We keep records of our high scores as we go through. Like at one point, I lost it over here, 1,300. You know, you look back and you're like,
Anytime-
I kicked your ass that night.
Yeah.
You know?
Anytime either of us have the score of 420, she'll put a little bud next to it.
I draw a little joint next to it.
Yeah.
Because why not? It makes me giggle. Especially because I know what it is and he doesn't.
Yeah. I've never done it in my life.
So,
Fun fact about Patrick.
yep.
Never in my life have I ever smoked weed.
So, sometimes
Yet.
Yeah. You'll get there one day, honey.
I've had CBD oil, but it's not the same thing.
It is not. But yeah, so we've had this record book with us for,
So just flip through it.
I mean, it's just page after page. And this is what we do. And we spend time together. Some of these are from playing, what is that? The Parmesan round. So we were playing spades with my parents, got really hammered, and yeah, I don't know, something about the Parmesan round.
The Parmesan.
The Parmesan round. You know, so then it's just, we just have fun with it, and this book is probably now and then. Okay,
maybe
so
3
then
years
like
old.
here, Pat, you won sequence, but Meeb, who is me, I have mad ball skills. So we were listening. We're listening to like 90s hip hop because why not? And this song came on that I used to do a ball routine to in PE class in elementary school, and I jumped up from the table, completely sober, mind you, and started reenacting this ball thing. And Pat is staring at me like, who the hell have I married? And it was hilarious. So it got put in the record book. Because why not? Because months later, we're having a laugh about it.
Golf clap.
Yes.
Like that was fantastic.
It was majestic, and you were jealous.
And I said, if you could never do that again, that'd be fantastic.
So I did it again. So yeah, so that's it.
That's not it.
Well, for me, I'm done.
Okay. It's bucket time.
It is, but I don't. Oh, there's the bucket.
I
Found
get,
it!
I get to pull for the bucket this time because
I did all the talking.
you did all the talking. And it was a great subject. And you did a great job.
Yeah, I got nervous, but it is what it is.
Hey, you powered through it and you did a great job.
I
It was
did.
over 30 minutes of content there, honey.
Mm-hmm.
So that was a good subject. I hope.
You
Yes.
suck on the
I've
chat.
been watching.
Mm-hmm. So he
Yeah.
decided that since I got to do all the talking, he gets to ask the question and do the picking. So maybe y'all get a better gift.
That's the goal, right?
Is to hook y'all up with something
So
better.
Do you want to explain what the barter box is?
So the barter box is our lovely and stylish kitty litter container that is empty. There's not kitty litter in it, but we use these things for everything. So we get random stuff and we put it in, and then we ask y'all a question, and the first person to get the question right gets to see what they won, and Pat will reach in this time and pull something out. then they can either choose to keep that item and private message us and we'll send it out, or they can go for item number 2. Now, if you go for item number 2, you have to take item number 2 no matter how amazing or horrible it is. And there are some questionable items in this thing because he does all the packing.
Yeah.
So
well, she put some stuff in there too. So, okay, I got the question for tonight. The first person to get this question correct, and I'm looking at my my live stream page here, my analytics page, and so it should be correct as far as who answers it first. The question of the night is, where is it 0 degrees but always hot?
I didn't know you were going to do that one.
Where is it 0 degrees but always hot?
I'm glad you guys like this saw. What do we owe them?
Oh! The spoon and everything like that sitting in my backpack. I forgot to give it to him. But they owe me a shirt, so it doesn't matter.
He already took it to your house and then brought it back, so good luck with that.
Technically it was there and came back. Nope, it's not the North Pole. Nice try.
Yes, Karina.
Karina, you got it. It's the equator. It's 0 degrees, and it's always hot.
Pat laughed like a little kid when he read that
Megan
earlier.
didn't get it. She's like, I don't know.
Took me a little while.
No,
you get to reach in.
Oh, yeah.
All right, tingly fingers.
Change of,
Jesus, it's not a fight.
That's weird.
I know, it's disconcerting.
Well, that was weird.
I know. Just pick something.
Okay. Got a twofer.
You did get a twofer. So they're stuck together, Karina, so you get 2.
It's a twofer. Okay. Before we get started on this, if you don't want these, we can go in for a second reach, but you have to get what you get the second time around. So this is a twofer because this was stuck to this. It's got a magnet on it. And so this right here is a
tire gauge.
It's a tire gauge.
It's not a pipe because it totally looked like one.
It's not a pipe. It's a tire gauge. And let me get that to focus back on us. Either way, we're all blurry now.
Thought it was just my glasses.
This right here is a... What is it, babe?
It's a bike lock.
It's not a bike lock.
It looks like a bike... Or it's a gun lock. Sorry.
It's a gun lock. This is a...
It looked like a bike lock. Shut up.
This is a revolver or pistol safety lock. This is for the home. This is for people with handguns. If you don't have a handgun, we can go in for something else. It's up to you. And so the point of this is
a hook for a cattle prod.
There you go. It's a hook for a cattle prod. The point of this thing is to keep your gun safe. And if you have something that's open, out in the open, or anything like that, it needs to have a lock on it. If it's someplace reachable for any children to get to, it has to have a lock on it. So I'm not saying height counts.
Okay.
So I mean, if it's way up here,
I'm pretty sure they get gun safety.
But that's what this is. It is a gun lock and a
tire gauge.
Tire gauge. Make sure your tires are at the proper pressure, proper PSI.
Which mine never are.
So
I haven't seen if she's gonna keep it or not.
So, Karina, are you going to keep these?
Keep the twofer?
Or do you want to go in for another reach for something else? I don't know if you have guns or what, or...
She could know somebody that does.
Or know somebody who has a gun that can use that. Great stocking stuffer for somebody with a revolver. These work best for revolvers.
She's in Canada, so no handguns.
Oh, okay. No handguns for Canada. So we will put these back and go for another dip into the... No. we can get you something good here. No, that's soap. I know that. Okay. Okay.
Can we
We got a
send that?
good one. I think so.
Is that the one with all the stuff?
I mean, this is one of them. This is one of them. No, I mean it is one.
Oh, but it's not that one.
It's not the other one.
That one.
Do you want me to give her the other one instead of that one?
Kind of, because I feel bad.
Don't feel bad. Okay. My wife's being very generous. So, you get a Paracord watch.
So if you're gonna do that one, you might as well do that one.
Yep. Okay. This Paracord watch includes a fire starter for starting your emergency fires. In other words, it's got a striker on one end. That's that metal piece right here. And a piece of ferro rod, which is this middle section right here of the clip. That will create spark to make a fire. An emergency whistle, which is on the side right here. You can see that right there. Integrated compass, which you can see on the top. A 9-piece fishing kit, which is actually woven into the actual wristband of the watch. And fire tinder and 2 safety pins. So it also has a precision quartz movement watch. Ooh. So this is actually a very nice thing. Hopefully you can get that, and we'll send it up to you. You got to send me an email at breakawayhomesteader@gmail.com, and then send me your address, and then we'll get it up to you as soon as we can. And that means hopefully before Christmas.
It just depends if Patrick actually gives me the stuff and
I
addresses.
know. And we got the knife last week, and I have not given you an address yet. So
Nope.
It's really my fault. I'm sorry. We'll get your stuff out. But this is what you won. We hope you enjoy it. And you know, Christmas is coming right around the corner. But this is also made of paracord.
It's pretty useful. I mean, it's kind of cheesy looking, but I
You
like
like
all
it?
the aspects to it.
I didn't even think about this. I should have worn this to work. They would have made so much fun of me at work.
Yeah.
So my watch died.
Well, no, our kid killed it.
Well, our kid broke it. And so I had to get a new watch. And I got a new watch from Walmart. Just a $7 deal. I didn't even think about this. And I work at a Sears school, which survival is part of that. And this right here would set some people off where I work.
They would make fun of him.
They would make fun of me for wearing this. But it's a useful tool for a bartering situation and for everyday life if you're going to be going...
just survival
stuff.
Fishing, starting fires.
Yeah, just clip this around the back.
See, I wouldn't wear it personally, but I would put it around my bag.
Right. Put it on your bag, or you can, I would say, clip it to a seat belt in the back of your car or something like that. Something ever happens, you know it's there.
Oh, that's a good idea.
And it's not going to go anywhere, fall out, or anything like that.
City girl, yes. Yes.
What?
Nothing.
See? Hey, I don't want to hear it, Terry, okay? You were supposed to, you said, I'm going to send you something too. And you didn't. So I don't want to hear it. Mm-hmm. But, yeah. Kitty's got the email address right there. It's breakawayhomesteader@gmail.com. Also, guys, anytime you guys want to, it's not up to date. We have not kept it up to date. Been talking to Megan about possibly working a blog.
Oh, yeah.
On our website, which is www.breakawayhomesteader.us. It's going to be a good place, a better place once we get it up to date.
There's a lot of we's going around.
And so when I say we's, I mean me. But we'll work on that. And she's going to help with the blog. I'm not even going to say we. We're going to do the blog. She's going to help on the blog.
Most likely, yes.
Yes. Yes.
I do
Either way,
editing anyway. So.
We've come across our hour-long time frame, and we are good to go for this day.
Yeah.
So we will see you guys. Are we doing anything Tuesday next week?
Brad. Yes, blog.
Say yes, blog.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yep. So Brad put out some stuff today on Patreon. He spoke about guts and how to properly gut an animal, and he got himself a squirrel. And so he's standing so politely holding the squirrel with its guts hanging out, with a white dress shirt on. And so I took his image and I superimposed it on a calendar like it's a wall calendar. It was hilarious. But yeah. So we're done for tonight. Anything you want to say? Anything else?
Not really. I hope y'all got something good out of it.
We hope you got something good out of it. And every week we try to give something to you guys that you can take away, learn from, and expand upon if you want to. If you guys ever have any questions, give us an email. Have any questions for her, give us an email. Leave some comments down below, and we'll get back to you guys. And so I am Patrick. That's Megan.
I'm typing.
With the Breakaway Homesteaders. And then we hope you guys have an awesome week. And we'll see you again next Tuesday.
Yeah, I don't think we have anything.
9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Y'all have a good one.
Bye.
Bye.